Once there was a lad, his name was Joe. He had a thought, a podcast show about a game that all would play. That game was Pokemon Go.
Hey, hey, the Waylord comes as large as a ship and 100
Are we there yet?
Hey, hey, the Waylord comes, he'll crush all in his way.
Oh, hello, and welcome back to Pokemon GO Podcast. As you can hear, Charles is here with me, but I'm doing the intro tonight. Look at me. I'm the captain now. I'm the captain.
I can't believe I came running up like 20 flights of stairs just to even get the elevator for this kind of crappy show. Man.
And I'm gonna pre-warn anyone who's here listening. Buckle up. This is gonna be a salty ride.
And not because of me. He's already been salting all over me. Wait a minute. No, I had to tell Joe Art. He got a little snippy. In the pre-show. I was like, Joe, try Arceus. Don't try me because I throw hands.
All right, Machamp.
So, all right. So I'm sure I mentioned it, maybe even the briefest of mentions to Joe last week. Like, hey, I'm supposed to be going to this conference, but see, normally it's not on a Thursday. It's weird this year, but I was like, but I should be able to just get back to my hotel room and do the podcast. Well, it turns out that the podcast fall on the night that is the last night of the conference, so we do a big cookout. So I was down there with all my people and eating, and Joe calls me. He's like, "Are you alive?" I'm like, "I wouldn't have answered if I wasn't, Joe. Why are you bothering me?" And I look at the clock. I'm like, "Oh, I forgot I had a show tonight. Let me see what I can do." And I am not kidding. It is. I'm at Lake Lanier, at the lodge at Lake Lanier in North Georgia. And to get to the pavilion up to the pool level, which then walks across the whole pool level to then get to the elevators, it's like 6 really steep set of stairs. I was dying, man. This is the crap that I do for you, Joseph.
That's right.
And for Jay the Underdog.
So I don't even remember you telling me you had this conference. What is this conference?
This is the Georgia EMS Association Leader and Directors Conference. And I get a little more training in this one, do a little less interviewing for One EMS. Well, you can't see it on the camera, but I'm wearing my One EMS shirt. So it's part of my media and whatnot to come here. The one I do in the fall is by the same organization, but it's the Educators and Providers Conference, and that was much larger, and it has a really good audience that likes to sit down, do interviews, and talk about the industry and those kind of things. So yeah, and Paulie D 888 says I'm kind of mad at Niantic. So he's with you, Joe. We're gonna get into that in a second. What about the experiences of
the week?
By the way, forgetting that I had a show tonight, I started having a few drinks with dinner, so. That's on Joe. Joe didn't have to call me. He could just fire Charles.
All those Capri Sun, he's going to have to get up and use the restroom soon.
Hawaiian Punch, buddy.
I'm sorry.
I see.
Purple Kool-Aid.
Sunny D. Oh.
Well, I actually have some Sunny D upstairs.
I don't like Sunny D, but I do like Purple Kool-Aid.
So.
And that's why I like coffee. Thanks for watching the show, everybody. Good night.
All right. So, this past week, I got myself not a bunch of stuff. I won't say a bunch of stuff because that would be fake. That's false. But
fake news.
I did grab myself a shiny Ditto, so that's pretty sweet. I like that blue color Ditto. I did grab a handful of the Pansear and Pansage, so I trashed all the blue ones because, well, blue ones are local to us, but yeah. I mean, I still have some. I just
forgot. I could have used some of those. I forgot about it.
I can trade you at Dragon Con. It's all good. And then just doing not raids, doing shadow battles against the grunts is what I've been up to this past week. What about you, Charles?
I'm pulling it up right now. It's been a little slow. Honestly, forgetting that there's stuff I could be interested in. I think I got invited to 1 or 2 raids. Look, there's a gym at my room. I just only now realized that.
It's the right color too.
No. Somebody made it very sad and lonely And you can imagine what color that would be. Let me do my age. See, I have to talk or Joe will take back over the show. I can't have that right now. All right, 0 to no Gilgar. Apparently I caught a Gilgar, some Grimers. I got a shiny Grimer. Are you serious? 324. I had a shiny Grimer. I guess I was using my plus. Got a little Leo, some Rock and Rollas, a bunch of those Snubbles. And nothing super special. Then there's a shiny Grimer just sitting there waiting for me to collect him. Say, hello, Grimer.
Oh,
trash. Actually,
did you just throw the shiny in the trash?
No, not quite, but I'm thinking about it. Dude, these oh man, those are bad. Those are not good IVs. I might just put his shiny little butt in the trash. I already have a shiny Grimer.
The shiny
I'll save it. I'll trade you the shiny Grimer for a couple of Pan Sages or whatever I need.
All right, sounds good. Let's head on over to our Discord and see what people are saying there. And actually, before I look at the experiences of the week, your best friend Terry, 5th place only, decided to put his experience of the week in the discussion of the week post.
Okay.
He got a hundo scatterbug.
Well, so that's why you're only in 5th place, Terry, because you get confused easily. But
using the wrong chat room. Okay, so we've got those are from last week, and this is new. All right, so from Old Man Tup, we have a Hundo Shadow Phanpy. Very nice indeed. Especially if they, I don't even know what the evolution requirements are for Great Tusk, but if that could become a Great Tusk,
a whole bunch of peanuts.
That'd be sweet.
You gotta walk and collect the peanuts. Remember?
Oh yeah. Exactly. Lincoln
like
Prime.
The gold for the balloon Mon. I don't remember what that stupid money Mon is. We have to get the gold coins.
Oh.
Lutamon. Gotchamon.
No, you.
Gambling Mon.
Gimme Ghoul.
That too.
You're. Oh, yeah. Actually, I got Gimme Ghoul's evolved form in Scarlet this past week. Lincoln Prime traded it to me. But anyway, speaking of Lincoln Prime, showing off a shiny Garbodor. There we go. And I didn't comment on this last week, and I ought to have. He changed his profile picture in Discord. Have you seen it?
No.
Half of it's Optimus.
If it's a hippie Eevee, I'm not going to look.
No. Half of it's Optimus Prime, and the other half is Abraham Lincoln.
Lincoln
He
Prime.
spliced it together. Old Man Tup coming in with a shiny Lit Leo. Post-One Kenobi is answering a question that we had either last week or the week before, because we were wondering if Post-One Kenobi uses multiple accounts and then trades the shinies over. Post-One Kenobi said that they do have multiple accounts, but they only use them for raiding to bump up the numbers for raids.
Gotcha.
Post-One Kenobi coming in with 9 shinies this week. A shiny Shadow Larvitar, shiny Lugia, shiny Grimer, 4 shiny Ditto, a shiny Starly, and a shiny Snubble. So that's pretty sweet.
Nice. I turned my Grimer into a muck.
Okay.
Muck.
Well, you might not get your security deposit back on that hotel room then.
Hey, I'm not paying for it. I'm good. It's party, Joe. Let's get crazy. Let's let the Grimers out.
Duly noted with a Melmetal, a 98% Melmetal. That's lucky that he renamed Melamine. So that's pretty nice. And then showing off the moveset here, Thundershock, Double Iron Bash, and Superpower. So pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed.
That's pretty cool.
From Polly D88888, who's here in the chat.
Yeah, he had to step away. Doesn't count.
He'll be right back, he said.
Yeah.
With 2 shiny Dittos, a shiny Lugia, shiny Galarian Stunfisk, and a shiny Combuskin from this past week,
Nice.
which he sent twice.
Oh my
did say
God! If
sorry.
Hitmon Top doesn't stop dancing to MC Hammer's "Can't Touch This," I'm gonna flip my crap. Just, dude, it's not the '90s anymore. Sit still.
Oh, now you're making me think of Beyblade, because those are the dueling tops. Anyway, coming to us
Okay.
from Nolte,
You ran
King
a
of the
roll.
Shinies, 3 new hundos. So a hundo Zubat, a hundo purified Alolan Grimer, and then a hundo regular Grimer. And then 7 new shinies. Ooh, I'm a little jealous of these shinies. So a Ragnarola, Ditto, Meltan, Pansage, and Pansear shinies.
Nice.
Diglett and Tyrogue. So very nice.
Oh, Tyrogue.
Very nice indeed. Now, if you wanted to participate and let us know about your experiences of the week, you can join our Discord, patreon.com/Pokemon Go Podcast. Any tier level gets you in the Discord. Or you could send us an email, which I don't have access to the emails because, well, it's always been wonky. I had access for
It
a
has a
while.
lucky, but you had it for a long time.
Yeah. But you can send us an email, and I'll get after Charles to look at that, or you can, leave us a speak pipe with your experience. That would be great. Go to PokemonGoPodcast.com, press that green speak pipe button on the side, and let us know what your experience of the week is. And actually, if you want to rage about Niantic, leave us a speak pipe about that, because they have earned the ire of every Pokemon Go player, in my opinion, with their announcement today, which we'll get to in just a little bit. And then let's go ahead. It's still pretty early to take a break, so let's go on to our discussion of the week. Do you remember what the discussion was, Charles?
Yes. I'll let you tell me. That's right here. Get the notes open, Joe. I actually got out Spotify to have the answers. What are
Okay.
some strategies? This came from an actual Reddit thread on Silph Road, right? What are some strategies to tackle hoarding Pokemon?
Yes, that is exactly what it is. And so what do we have over on Spotify for answers to that?
It has from McGundam 1215, Star Level, CP, and dupes. I try to keep the one for each stage of the chain, and I also keep hundos and shinies. Holy Arceus, you have a problem, son. You gotta have one high star level, you gotta have one high CP, and one duplicate. And you try to keep one of each for each stage of the
So a
evolutionary
living
chain.
dex.
What are you doing, McGundam? Baby. Let's get you cleaned up. Let's get your hair
This-
cut, shower. Let's get you looking good.
This game's all about
you've been
hoarding.
You've been down in this crack house for way too long. Way too long. I got another one, but I'm just praying for McGundam right now.
So, oh man.
Okay, I'll do it. Cesar says, in all honesty, I'm a Pokemon hoarder myself, but what I do is only keep the perfect all 15 Pokemons and all zeros Pokemon. The highest IV. This is still a problem. This is still a problem. He keeps the perfects and the zeros, but the highest IV of each and at least 3 shiny of each is trade bait. You boys have an issue with way too much Pokemon's kept behind, man.
You're not wrong. I have way too many Pokemon. I know it.
What else? What do you got with that? So these are not tricks. The question was, what are some strategies to tackle hoarding? As in, hey, I shouldn't hoard every freaking one. It's like, yes,
So they're
this is
saying
a little
what they
fun.
keep.
Come
The implication there, it's implied that they get rid of everything else. So we
And
have.
people did not pick up the challenge of getting us to 99 responses tonight. I'm just saying.
Nope, they sure didn't. Sure didn't indeed. We have from Optimal Opposite 1251 over on Reddit, says 98% IV or less, trash it. Not good for PvP, trash it. Not shiny, trash it. No legacy move, trash it. And that's actually from a meme that I've seen. But yeah, no, that's a good way to go for it. From AZ Lightning, which I suspect is Lincoln Prime, I'm pretty sure, says, I use a search that I saved to my favorites in game. So let's see. It's current day. So he must clear it out every day. Here, I'll link it in the search criteria in the chat. But it's current day. It's not perfect IVs and not 3 stars. So basically 0, 1, or 2 stars. Not a costumed Pokemon, not a legendary Pokemon, and not a mythical. So yeah, so that narrows it down to their IVs are 0, 1, or 2 stars. The Pokemon are not event Pokemon. They're not legendaries. They're not mythical, and they've been caught within the last hour or last 24 hours.
Yeah, the last hour.
And then,
war.
Yeah, I mean that's not far off from what I do, to be honest. I click the search bar. I say, give me all my 0, 1, 2, 0, 1s, and 2s, and I get rid of any that aren't special in some way, basically. But I need to be more strict and get rid of more than that.
I literally go through and line it up either by name or number and keep just one if it looks cool. If it doesn't look cool, I ain't got no Pidgeys. Not a single one. I have Caterpies. I'm not sure if I have even Scythers, and they look kind of cool. So, and even then, I only get rid of like 80, and I had like 400. Like, how am I not getting rid of more? How do I have 400 plus Pokemon? They don't all look cool. They don't all, destroy in the few raid battles that I do. So I've really I want to purge more.
And then we have from Civilian on Base, aka Digipair, sorting your Pokemon more. If you know what you have, you can get rid of the bad ones. If you have an Android phone, I have a guide on how to set up auto sorting. And he actually provides a link to his own YouTube channel here. I don't have an Android phone, so I probably won't watch it. But hey, cool. Those that have an Android phone, give it a look and let me know if that helped you. I'll link it here in the chat. For those that are listening to the podcast, come take a look at the discussion on our Reddit page, reddit.com/Pokemon/r/Pokemon GO Podcast, and take a look at it and let us know. And then here in the chat, Paula D 88888 says, I keep only shinies, hundos, and highest IVs of each Pokemon.
Yeah, what's his inventory? Oh, that's not inventory. It's inventory, right?
Inventory is sitting at 3,500.
That's how many Pokemon he has, or is that like stuff inventory?
That could be total inventory, or it could be current. I'm not sure. He didn't elaborate. My max inventory, actually, I'm getting close to the max again, but I ain't buying any more junk from Niantic, so it's not going up anymore.
We'll find out why soon. But before we hit that break, I wanted to give a shout out to Lorenzo. I don't know if they want the whole name put out there. It's not one of these that has a alternate name listed on Patreon, but Lorenzo stepped up on patreon.com/Pokemon GO Podcast and is not a filthy casual. He embraced _, all the way. We appreciate you, Lorenzo.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. So
now you can break.
Now we will head off to a commercial break, and we will be back with the salt, high sodium content.
We won't.
We will. We very much will. Oh.
I can edit in music, come back in too.
Okay.
So you wanna bring it back in, or I can bring it back in, whatever.
Go for it. You can bring it in.
Now I gotta put a marker. I gotta get in here. Welcome back to Breaking the Panel. No, wait. That's the last time I was in a hotel room.
Like
I think.
breaking the wallet.
Almost Daily Discourse. Yeah, I'm here with Mike Crignola.
I wish I was
Playing, he's
that
not playing it
handsome.
so hard. Because we would not ever have Phil on the show. Just that would be. Mm-mm. But hey, we've got some headlines to hit right here. There's not that many, so Joe, I'm going to set you up. I'm going to try to keep your blood pressure down. Apparently, we're building to the saltiest episode of Pokemon Go podcast ever. So here we're going to start light. This is just like Planters Unsalted Peanuts right here. Being able to collect mysterious components when you already have a rocket radar in your inventory is a major quality of life upgrade. And I wish it would stick around beyond this event.
Very much, 100%. Especially because all of the rocket events, the first set of the research tasks are beat this many grunts. Okay, I did that, and then the next step is beat each of the leaders. And I'm like, okay, well, it would have been great while I was beating all those grunts if I could have gotten extra rocket radars while I was doing that. If I could keep accumulating them and then turn them on for that second part when I wanted them. So yeah, no, this should be a thing. Period.
Okay. I kind of get that.
Yeah, and then he has an edit at the bottom. He's like, basically saying, look, I forgot that you could even buy a radar, and that's why they won't ever do this. Not really, because they're like, oh, if you want to be done with that task fast, go buy a radar. Give me your wallet.
It's worse than Capital One. So here's excuse me. This is like popcorn at the baseball stadium. Could probably use a little more salt. Spring into spring with Pokemon adorned with cherry blossoms and more. It's not even a joke anymore. You know how much I hate this, and it's just like it doesn't matter. It's just going to keep on rolling. We live in a Pokemon dystopia, and it's what it is. It's what it is. Cherry blossoms, flower crowns, and sort of. Joe, I'm just going to quit the game. I mean, why? Why even bother anymore? I'm gonna just catch a couple of dittos, see which one changes into me, and let them help you with the show.
I'm not gonna lie. If we didn't do this this podcast, the news that we're saving for the end, I would quit. I would quit today.
I'm honest. I'm always honest with people, and hopefully you'll like that. And if you don't, I don't know how else to be. I asked Joe before the show, before I started recording, like, how long do we really want to play the game? With every episode being how much we hate the game. I mean, we really want to do that?
Not every episode. It's like every other.
I'm just saying. We just released a Wise and Nerdy to the public. It's on this feed. So it's Pokemon GO Podcast feed. If you only listen live, go download that episode. Best episode we've ever done in this whole trial run. I think you're going to like it better. Absolutely zero salt. It is heart healthy. That is how I'm going to introduce Wise and Nerdy from now on. Heart healthy. Zero salt, baby. It's awesome. But we got Rabombi and Cutie Fly.
Yes. So this Spring into Spring event, it starts next week on April 4th, and it lasts for 7 days. Well, 7 days until April 10th. Like you said, Cutie Fly and its evolution, Rabombi, are going to be joining, and then the new flower crowns, just like you love, the cherry blossom crowns.
Don't even.
For the Pikachu family and the Eevee family.
No, just because of that, I'm going to interrupt the show because my chat doesn't want me to type and say, hello, Pure Lighter. They're waiting for the salt. Just, Pure Lighter's here for your salt. So let's go, flower crown.
To be honest, it's not that exciting of an event. I mean, you do get double hatch candy and you do get half egg distance, but at the same time, they're like, "Hey, please buy our incubators, please, pretty please."
I was this close to being almost okay with this. Oh, you can get a shiny Togetic. Oh, it's a flower crown Togetic.
Oh yeah, the flower crown Togetic.
No. Just
And
no.
and then trying to bait people to get the eggs, they throw Munchlax and Riolu into the eggs, and of course those aren't going to hatch hardly ever. So who cares?
And
Who
Cutify.
cares? Oh, hey, Chansey has the flower crown too. Don't forget about that one. And then they're throwing in new sweaters with Happiny on them. Okay, cool beans, awesome story. Uh,
Mm.
it's a pretty meh event, and pretty meh event after today's announcement is like no.
Yeah, the
Pauly D is
graphics.
like at least it's 2K eggs, and he's right. It is they are in 2K eggs, the special eggs. But at the same time,
In the game.
what that really means is you will have to burn through a lot of incubators to get the small chance to get the Pokemon that you actually want out of them. and yeah, after the news today, a Met event is not
Oh
gonna
my
do it.
God, we'll get to the news.
Meh.
The graphic tells you everything,
Meh.
just not words. Updates to Pokemon Go's remote raids. Okay,
This
let me
is
see
the
what
news.
let me see
This is the
this.
news.
Hold on. I haven't read it. Don't spoil
Yeah.
it.
Well,
No spoilers. Just it.
Grrr.
I'm gonna read it. Just get ready, Pitbull. We got you, buddy. You'll be all right. We want to give you a heads up about changes coming to Pokemon Go remote raid passes. These changes are designed to rebalance the game
Yeah, right.
and ensure it's enjoyed by trainers for years to come. The changes will go into effect on April 6, 2023 at 11 a.m. Pacific. Okay, so they're giving us a heads up. That's 7 days. All right. Pricing adjustment. The pricing of the remote raid pass 3-pack will increase to 520.
It used to be 250. The 3-pack used to be 250.
More. I mean, I understand the price of eggs has gone up, but your eggs aren't real. The price of single remote raid passes will increase to 195 pokecoins.
And they've been a single pass has been 100 the whole time. So now they're basically doubling the price, basically, from what it was when they first came out.
Yeah, and they're more than doubling the remote raid 3-pack.
They're like, oh, but look, we're gonna add a new pack for you, the premium battle raid pass, so the green local raid passes. You can get that for $250, which was the old price of the remote raid pass bundle. It's like, hey, look at this. You can get something that's weaker for the same price that the better thing used to be. Isn't it great?
I mean, I'm hovering over deleting the app right now. This is, I don't get it. The one thing that was the one thing I love interacting with people, like real people. I like really interacting with the chat room coming out on Thursday nights. I love even hearing the pre-recorded voicemails. That feels like interaction. And those remote raid passes, I cannot tell you how much money I've put into this game only because of remote raid passes, because I love that somebody in Asia is my friend and they invite me to play the night before at an event. I love that I see chat names throughout the years that we've done this show, and there they are inviting me to play. I want to play with them. I love that I feel that real connection there. And the last time I actually had to buy raid pass, I talked about this on the show. I had to think about it. I considered it for about 30 seconds to a minute, going, do I really want to buy this? This feels like this game, the people who make the game are just really disrespecting me. Not personally. They're like nephew Charles, like, hey, Uncle Hank, whatever. It's not Thanksgiving. You don't need to call me that. So, I really debated on buying that pack. I was like, no, I want to still raid with my friends, and I bought it, and I don't know that I'll buy another pack. Man, that is ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
And trainers will be able to participate in a maximum of 5 remote raids per day. That's it. Now, only on special raid events will I even come close to that. Usually it's 1 to 3 a day, give or take. Not every day do I get invited. All right, Joe. You know what? I'm out of your way, man. Salty on.
And then they're like, oh, but look, trainers who participate in 5-star raids in person will earn more Candy XL than before. That makes it all better, right? Right? I just punched you a whole bunch of times, but look, here's a little Hello Kitty Band-Aid to put on your boo-boo.
Oh, All Man Top is spot on. It went clearly they are doubling the quality of product provided. It went from baloney to spam.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
bad. And then the super tone deaf, the very last paragraph. Read that last paragraph because I've already read it and I can't. You read it.
Copyright 2023 Niantic Inc.
No,
Copyright
not that.
Oh, well, that one. That was more pleasant. I can understand that one. Well, Apple logo. Apple. See how pleasant that is? Should I read the whole two parts of this?
No. Well, no, you know what? Go for it. Yeah, just read it. Just read it.
Whatever.
Just read it.
Since their introduction in 2020, remote raid passes have come to dominate the experience of playing Pokemon Go in a way we never intended. My brain just went. So many questions. That's such the biggest.
They made so much money in 2020 from remote raid passes.
Rewarding trainers with additional Candy XL and adding other new features are the two of the ways we hope to further incentivize playing Pokemon Go in person. We talked about that at length.
No. Did you see that quote unquote other new features? They're like, it's
what other new features?
It's the campfire stuff that we talked about last week.
That doesn't even work for everybody.
Exactly. Exactly. And then there's the community ambassador program, and I'm like, who cares about that? Sylph Road's been doing it forever. Who cares about you, Niantic? This, I almost want to say, this isn't your game, Niantic. I know that you made it. This isn't your game. The players, this is our game. And we're just in an abusive relationship with you. So for our podcast listeners, Charles was just hovering over, and I think he actually meant to press it, the remove app button on the game. Oh, all right. So go ahead.
Here's comes the last paragraph.
Keep reading.
I didn't mean it, and I fixed it. Anyway. We plan to keep remote raid passes as part of Pokemon Go. However, we believe this change is necessary for the long-term health of the game. We do not make it lightly. But we feel this is a necessary step towards our goal of preserving and improving the unique experience of playing Pokemon Go, a game which we hope you continue to enjoy long in the future.
If they wanted it to be enjoyed long into the future, this is not the way. You know,
no,
here, look. This is the way. My shirt, I'm wearing a Mandalorian shirt. This is the way, but that is not the way, Niantic. You need to live the way. Put your helmet back on and go bathe in the waters, because this is not the way.
Let me tell you, everybody, that I've never the closest I've seen a game get to that is when Bethesda was announcing what everybody thought was going to be Diablo 4 as Diablo for the phones, and the boos come out, and one of the developers or whoever he was, I don't know, somebody on the stage officially said, "Don't you have phones?" What they just said in no uncertain terms is, "Oh, you're playing in a way we don't want you to play, so we're going to get rid of those who like playing the game any other way than our way." I mean, Dennis is already getting salty about and sad about PvP. You know, he's fussing about PvP. The last number of events everybody's fussed about. And honestly, that was the last piece of the game that I gave a crap about, to be honest. So I'll be here for you, Joe. I'll feed you as a professional podcaster. But I don't understand why I would play the game when you specifically take away the game that I wanted to play. Because they're very rarely even releasing shadows, like not shadow Pokemon, but that's cool, it's a new Pokemon, let me get it. But you get them like that now. I mean, you really do. What are you trying to incentivize? I can literally go, oh, they released a new Pokemon today, and even if I don't leave my house within 20 minutes, I have one.
Yeah, even like
That's not like
this new event for next week, other than the costume Pokemon that, you know, that's a whole nother story that Charles would love to burn down. Other than that, it's one Pokemon. It's literally one Pokemon and its evolution. And it's like...
Which I'd be fine with. Look, you don't have to flood it with 50,000 Pokemon. You can actually make it to where the rate of it showing up, like say at my house where I don't actually walk, the rate of it showing up there, slim, kind of like a shiny, but exponentially gets better if I go out, if I go spin a stop, if I spend 2 stops. You don't have to tell me you're doing it. That can be algorithm. But I used to, dude, for years playing this game. I used to get excited. We talk about it on the show all the time. I get excited. Oh, there's a shadow. And I'd get out and I'd go find the Pokestop it was at. And I'd spin it. Or I'd get my wife to pull over if we had time. So, it got exciting. My kids even enjoyed it. My kids have not wanted to play in a while. And now it's like, the cool big mouth fish, whatever she was, parrot, whatever the heck it was that was released at the beginning of this month. Right? Whatever that onomatopoeia was or whatever.
The colorful fish, bruckfish,
yeah,
bruckfish or whatever.
Brexit? Yeah, Brexit. It was Brexit. I was like, oh yeah, Bruckfish. Shadow, cool. I didn't even have to walk around the block. It came to me, basically. I was like, well, that's kind of disappointing. I wouldn't mind hunting it some more. Here I am in Niantic. I'm out in the public. I'm exercising. I'm walking around. And I know here. But when I want to play with somebody from Australia or England or just, Colorado with my buddy Ibbett, I can't do that because I have to pay an insanely... Joe, how much does $10 get you in coins?
Let's take a look at the shop, assuming they haven't changed that too.
Out of habit, I won't open the game up. It's not there.
$10 gets you 1,200 pokecoins.
Okay, so that's roughly. You can do the math of dividing it by pennies or whatever.
So it's $5 to get a 3-pack of the remote raids now.
Yeah,
basically,
it's roughly $5.25.
Yeah, well, so
it's probably a little under $5.
$1 gets you
600 would be $5.
Well, so $1 gets you 100 pokecoins, and so that's what a lot of people.
So that way, if you bought it that way, it would be over $5. Yes, yep. If you bought the 1,200 coin pack, it's for $10. It's $6. So you do save a little bit by buying more, but it's ridiculous to pay $5 for a 3-pack.
Yeah, and that's why. And I tweeted this out today. I said, if this doesn't change, assuming I keep playing the game, which for now I am planning on it, I'm done. I'm not spending any more money with Niantic. If it doesn't change before GoFest, I'm not doing it. I'm not paying for GoFest. I'm saying it right now. It ain't happening.
Yeah. Joe and I had saved up money. We'd put stuff back. We were going to do the road trip. Now we might, Joe, we might just do find out where a bunch of people would be close enough to meet, maybe hit 2 or 3 cities like that, do a little Pokemon Go podcast tour. really go to GoFest to play with people. So maybe we could figure something out. But we had money set aside to where we could get a car, go to Chicago like we did before, even afford a place to stay if Barry was so uninclined to let us stay with him. But
he's not in Chicago anymore. He's in California.
He is, but Bobby.
Oh, that's true. Bobby Ann still is there.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. We had the money, right? We had it planned.
Oh man,
I'm with you, Joe. I'm not. Why? Why would I? Why? I don't care if they're only getting $25 of that, which actually get more because of food trucks and everything else. Why? I'd rather spend that same money and go to, I don't know where our people are, go up to Gettysburg and see the boys and go see Weird Tigger and her Captain Picard, I forget his name, go where Paulie D is, swing out to Alabama. See, I even say Alabama.
Yeah,
I'm gonna swing out hit
up a handful of cities and make a trip of it. But no,
So maybe we'll plan that because everything. Look, I'm telling you, this is straight up. everything Niantic is doing, and this is where I get offended for you, because I'm obviously not a Pokemon fan. I didn't catch it when it came out. No pun intended. Really, no pun intended. It didn't grab me, right? But I can see why it grabbed people. Joe's a fan. A number of people were really, oh, here's my favorite. Here's this generation. I mean, you guys know your stuff, and Niantic is going, screw you. We're not actually doing anything for you, but we're going to take everything from you. And that really pisses me off that they would mistreat an IP this way. And not the IP itself, really, because you could argue that they're doing Pokemon justice, but they're treating the fans, the heart of what Pokemon is, as a company, the Pokemon company. If people didn't love their product, they wouldn't be able to make cards. So the heart of Pokemon company is the fans, and this company does not care.
No, yeah. So the community, there's a couple of different posts going on right now on the Sylph Road. One is directly the actual link to the announcement that Niantic did, and then the Sylph Road moderators set up a mega thread for people to talk about as well. And then they've also, in the mega thread, they have linked to a Eurogamer report that is a news article that has already come out. But I've been scanning through these comments, and I'm not surprised by this at all. I'm just going to preface it with that. I haven't seen anyone defending this.
Right.
I mean, in my mind, it's indefensible. And I see a lot of people calling for boycott. Not just boycotting raids, not just boycotting, because in the past we've had these little half measures of boycotting.
Oh yeah. I'm not getting on social media. I'm not going hashtag I quit. I'm not doing any of that. Just, if you listen to the show, I quit. That's it.
Yep. And so right now, they're not getting any of my money anymore.
Right.
And to be honest, just based on our 7-year abusive relationship with them, they're not going to back down on this.
Oh no,
they won't.
So I like two specific responses here. Zamtap. This is on that one you have linked in our notes. Sylph Road.
All right.
Zamtap breaks it down this way: price increase, discouragement; too much going up in price, money grabbing; limits, more discouragement, can't help other players; research breakthrough reward added, more random rolls; more rewards in person rating, encouragement; overall, one small good thing and lots of discouragement. Isn't broken, doesn't need rebalancing. 1,000% agree.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, all they had to do, and we've been harping on it for months because we knew this was going to happen, and the writing was on the wall. All they had to do was not change remote passes at all, but severely increase the incentive to raid in person. That's all they had to do.
Yeah.
And no one would have complained about that. I shouldn't say no one. Some people would, but in general, people would have loved it.
Why didn't you just do more rewards for in-person rating and don't touch the other stuff? Leave it. No limits, no price increases, just more rewards. That's what I've talked about here. Every other game that I've played for any length of time, which I'm not a huge connoisseur of mobile gaming, but any other game I played, every announcement, here's some free stuff in the game. Every time something kind of went wrong, whether you knew it or not, half the time I didn't even know something gone wrong, but they'd found a bug, they took something down for a brief period of time, put it back into the game, went, hey, we're sorry, and everybody got stuff. Niantic doesn't give anything away. And I'll read this and you can run. Cold Cane on this thread says, imagine if a car company is trying to push electric vehicles versus the standard gas ones. Instead of innovating and making electric vehicles better and more appealing for users, they just purposely make gas ones infinitely worse. I feel like first-year business students could have come up with a better strategy to boost business and engagement.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. And so many people are calling them out because 2020 was a hugely profitable year because that's when they introduced remote raid passes.
Yeah, and we jumped in and started shelling money into the game.
Yeah.
You know what tells me though, Joe? I know this is nefarious. I know this is conspiracy theorists, but it tells me that there's contract. We know there's contracts in place, right? The Pokemon company probably has a long running contract with them and that. But the money, just like if you sign up for like a grocery card, right? One of those member cards at the grocery store that just you bleep it and you get 50 cents off your candy or whatever, right? What that's worth is your shopping data, all this other information. We know they've been buying companies and they've been doing AR and they've really been scraping data from this game for 7 years now. What if they can't sell the big money information because they're still under contract, but they can kill the game and it hits under a certain threshold and they're out of the contract and now they get to go do what they want? We just suffer in the meantime.
I don't know how else to take this other than they are purposely trying to kill the game. Because no sane person would look at this change and say, this is a good change for our player base. And this is it's no longer a hear us Niantic mentality. This is a screw you Niantic mentality.
No. We stay hopeful and we stay positive. This is a hear us, Pokemon fans. You need to start finding a new way to enjoy your Pokemon because this company will tell you here's what you love, but really it's insidious is not the right word, but really it's not, and it might just ruin the experience for you. So hear us, Pokemon fans. Either just know what you're doing playing this game, knowing that they will keep trying to push you out, and as long as you're okay, eyes wide open, that's called informed consent in the MS world. You understand the decision you're making. If you think, no, it's because I love Flower Crown Pikachu, I know I get salty about it, but that's about me. If you love it and it's about you, Weird Tigger, Tortugas Rose, loves stickers. I like giving her grief about that, but in all reality, she loves the stickers. Just know what you're doing when you're playing with those stickers, and you're fine. Support them with your money. Just know that they will not give you the love back that you're giving to the IP and to the game, and they do not care about the IP. They're using it to get you. That's all I ask. Yep. Just be aware.
Yeah, and it's gotten the conversation has become so toxic, and the self-Reddit moderators don't want to stifle the conversation, so they have turned off almost all of their moderation tools so that people have a voice. Because
and I love that about them because we know they have some kind of partnership with Niantic, and they're like, nope, we are doing what we do best, which is give voice to those who need it.
Oh yeah. This if they continue with how they have been over the past year, I don't see this, even regardless of what we do, I don't see this game lasting another year. If this trend continues, because their decision making is wretched, and like you said, like I said, and we've been saying it for a little while now, it very much feels like they are intentionally trying to kill the game. Mm-hmm. They have made as much money as they need to make to build their AR technology, and they don't care about us.
Yep.
Niantic is not our friend.
The joke on She-Hulk where it was the guy who can't die, I don't remember his name, the older guy, and every time he wanted to get out of a marriage, he'd jump out a window and technically die for like 30 seconds and he'd be back up and off he's going. Good. Right. That's what
Niantic's doing. They're trying to kill this, and they're gonna pop up as their with their brand new AR map and whatnot. But
so let's because we got a few more minutes here. Let's reminisce a little bit. Let's talk about why we got started, Joe. And I mean this. Don't worry about random trivia tonight. I don't know. I don't think it's the right night for it. But why did you do the very first episode, like the ones that aren't even out anymore, the precursor to what we do now? Why'd you even say I would listen to that and I'd like to be a part of it?
So at the time, I was listening to Bo York's Flash TV Talk, and he put out a little a little blurb at the end of one of the episodes saying,
Oh,
"Hey,
yeah, we know that story. We
Yeah.
know that story. But why? What about it drove you to want to talk about this game and be a part of that world?
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Like when as a kid, my fervent wish from the first time I saw VR glasses, like this is like super early VR glasses back in the 90s, like real
Yeah.
cliche stuff, or even the Nickelodeon ones where they're playing the video games, sort of like they're watching the monitor to see where they're moving and interacting with stuff. My thought always was, I wish we had a open world VR Pokemon where you literally walked around and you threw the Pokeball, the whole shebang. And when they announced this, I was like, it's not there, but it's getting to what I always wish I had. That open world Pokemon game that even if it wasn't VR, if it was open world, like World of Warcraft style Pokemon, that would be amazing too. But and so I was super excited, super pumped up to see what Niantic would do with this game. And so I immediately, like after I heard that little announcement from Bo York asking for people to be co-hosts, I immediately went and recorded a super pathetic clip that I've listened to and it was bad. The quality was bad.
Oh, are you kidding me, Joe? You have that and you did not bring it to episode 300? Wow, this is why I fired you for 301. Come on.
It's linked in our Patreon. If you look for it, it's there.
Joe, I don't do work. I show up and be funny.
I'd have to find it on my computer, but it is.
I promise you. So I promise you, the last thing, you know how when we were kids, Joe, and some people remember this, some people won't, but the last broadcast of the night would be around between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m., depending on the channel, and they'd always end it with this, like the Star Spangled Banner or some crap, and the flag, and then you get the off the air thing. You're gonna know when we're officially done because that piece of audio
is gonna be our last episode.
That clip will be going out on the feed for everybody.
Oh yeah, I think it was recorded with the internal mic of my computer on the default sound recorder for Windows, and it was Windows. I think I had a Windows XP machine at the time. Like it was an old machine.
Oh, all right.
And yeah, so the quality is real bad. But yeah, no, I was super excited for the game. And that first year, like even with all the issues, it was a ton of fun. And even over the years, even past that, like even past the honeymoon phase, we've had a lot of awesome experiences. Granted, most of those experiences are awesome because of the people we got to play with. And I realize that's kind of a bit of an oxymoron. I can have two contradictory opinions at the same time, because I realize Niantic, by doing this, is trying to force us to be playing together. But that's not...
But that's the thing. The world is a small place now. Well, playing together doesn't mean just playing with your office mates and blah, blah, blah.
And not only that, but let's take, for instance, when we went to Go Fest. Okay?
Yep.
We didn't interact with like 99.999% of the people there. But the people that we specifically were there to meet up with made that experience fantastic. I don't care about all the other people that were there. I could care less. But the people that we specifically went to play with, that was awesome. So I don't care about playing with randos. I really don't. But people who I am specifically trying to play with and have fun with, that is what makes this game amazing to me.
I mean, there's so many people we've met along the way, and we give some grief to, and Cheeky Nashville, giving a shout out there to that whole man. That I can't even talk about that tonight. That's a lot. But yeah, you nailed it, man. And I want to talk about my side of that. Is, of course, we all know I came at it from a business aspect, but just sitting there and talking with Bo and Joe Patrick kind of bailed initially.
Immediately.
He didn't really want to do it, and that was fine. And Ibbett, myself, and Bo York and Joe. But Joe's passion for this game got me excited about it, and it's kept us going for a very long time. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of things I was excited about, but that's how that is the power of this property. That because of this game and this show, my kids got into playing some Pokemon. We've watched a few of the animes. We very much love Detective Pikachu, and were exposed to a different world. That's been a lot of fun. That I don't get my feelings super hurt when this little kid like trounces me in a battle. Not. It's okay. It's a kid's game, right, Joe? It's a kid's. He was supposed to beat me. I let him.
That's right. That's right.
That's it. I let him beat me.
Well, and then there's the tertiary things that have come about because of Pokemon Go. I probably wouldn't have started going to Dragon Con if it wasn't for Pokemon Go.
Yeah, well, man, you're the key part of what we do.
And so, Dragon Con has been amazing. I've been going for, 6 years now? This will be my 7th year. Yeah. And I don't know. And I've met so many amazing people there that have nothing to do with Pokemon Go, but there's just so many awesome creators that we've met through the digital media track. And I don't know. It's just, let me preface it and say, we're not planning on canceling the show right now. At least I'm not. I would love to give it a little time, see if some miracle happens and Niantic backs off. But I'm to be completely honest, if they do not back off within the next, say, month,
90 seconds.
So the next four episodes, if it comes May and it's still like this, there's a very strong chance that that may be the end of Pokemon Go Podcast. I am sad to say that, but it might be.
I hear you, man.
It might be true.
One, my "it's gonna be May" joke was funnier than that. You've been laughing at all night, so whatever, Joe. But secondly, I've always wanted to lead by example in this game. Now, I specifically took the I don't care route. Let's see how fun it can be example. And Joe was the fan coming in example, and Ibbott was somewhere in between when he was here, and Bo and all that. But we've been the example, and we've been an example, I believe, of how to focus on the positive and how to connect with people and be non-toxic as a community. And so I think this is still leading by example. I actually deleted the game. I'm going to be looking forward to coming back to Pokemon Go Podcast, talking to the people who still are playing the game, because I want that example to be get what you want out of it. And Joe in it, he might be getting more salty, not toxic, but salty. And that represents a lot of what's going on. And that's it. It's a freedom to make your choice. But also, beyond being that example, which we'll do as long as is there to do as we need to. But if you really did enjoy what we do, it's just right timing. We started doing this show called Wise and Nerdy as extra for the patrons on Pokemon Go Podcast, and it just has become its own thing. We just released one of the I'll call them pre-release episodes, because we still don't have show art. We don't have the full package of what you need to just even release a podcast. But I think we've got the content and the format pretty much down. And Phil, this is one time I love Phil. Everybody knows I love Phil. I wouldn't hate on him so much on the show if I didn't. But he actually texted me today because it went out yesterday morning. So I think he might have texted me yesterday afternoon. He goes, "Oh man, Wise and Nerdy was really awesome. That was one of the best." I'd already given him the Patreon feed so he could help give me feedback on those episodes. And let's be real, the Demon Fillery has said some great things about us, so he can have the RSS feed. It's fine.
And Mr. Tambourine actually referenced the last episode here in chat and said, "Whoa, daddy."
What? Whoa, Niantic is hashtag bad daddy, but that's a wise and nerdy thing. This is where I'm with you, Joe. Sure, let's give it time. If there's one thing I've learned in business, we're going to be this month as well. In April, we're going to be closing one of our bases because it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense the way our business has grown, and that's it. But we've talked about it for a year and a half, every 3 months or so. Do we really need that base? I know you've heard us say on this show. I said it. Is how long are we really going to play this game? How long are we doing this? And I think the first time I said it was maybe a year and a half ago as well. It's been going. So I'm with you, man. Let's give them time. Let's see if more people do what I just did. I'm not saying, boy, I'm not asking you to join me. I am saying if more people actually just had that, yeah, now's a good time just to hit no. Well, and let's be real. I keep talking about how I forget things. I keep talking about how I forgot to open the game. I was actually shocked to have a shiny tonight. And it's been kind of the running joke in a play. So by no means, I'm like, well, I'm the biggest player and I'm quit. No, but it was just enough for me to go, no. Now it's to me, it's an ethical thing, and I can't do it. If more people actually have done that, Niantic will feel it. If more people are fussing, maybe Niantic will hear it. If Mr. Tambourine doesn't stop drinking the water, he won't quit suggesting dumb crap like maybe they'll form another super secret special task force. Roll task force.
You mean another PR stunt?
And that's the thing. And will it work? Maybe. And what if they 100%? What if they 100%? And that's a question of the week, right? How do you feel about the changes to raid passes and raiding in the game, right? We can do that. But even if they 100% reverse it, and I don't think they'll ever put it back down to 250, and I don't think they've ever reversed a position for any reason. I don't know that to come back.
They did the one when they created the task force. They rolled back the interaction distance change
for a little bit.
No, it still is. It's still rolled back.
Is it still the same?
Yeah.
I thought they took that back away.
No, yeah, they rolled that back. But I think that's the only thing where they've said, yeah, we were wrong. And that's only because everyone was like, you're idiots. Everyone said it. And there were big calls for boycotts because of it. And so, yeah.
And I'm not a fan of that.
I say if you want to vote with your wallet, go for it. That's what I'm going to do.
Absolutely. That's what you and I both decided to do tonight. Now I even went a step further going, if I'm not going to be able to raid with people, I don't know that I give a crap anymore, to be honest. It was some cool stuff. But we voted with our wallet. That's different than calling for a boycott and let's all get together. No, do what you want. If you really still want to pay for those raid passes, yes, by all means. If this is still the way for you to get out with your friends once a week, once a month, whatever you can do with it, nail it. Get what you can out of it and understand that this is a one-way relationship. Take from them what they're taking from you. Get yours is a nice way to put it, right? Get your fun, get your joy. And I hope it doesn't go away if you really are getting something out of it.
Well, this has...
Roll that beautiful bean footage. We're out.
This has been a ride. I told you to buckle up, and I hope you did, because this has been an episode.
The Pokemon died. We were singing.
Oh,
what's the lad named Joe? I don't know the words.
My this here Niantic jerk.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Joe. Where can they find? No, we're not there yet. All right, I did look for speak pipes. We don't have this. I did shout out to our new patron, Lorenzo. Look, let me put this thought in all your brains. Those of you who support us, we love you. If you need to cut the finances off, cut it off. Whatever you got to do, whatever. If you're out of the game, you're out of the game. Whatever you need to do, it's not going to hurt us. We're good. Joe and I are going to keep on trucking. We're going to keep on making some content and doing some awesome stuff. I do feel bad that Lorenzo pledged like 2 days ago. 2 days ago is when Lorenzo signed up, and then this announcement came out today. It changes things. I understand. but welcome aboard. You will keep your Discord place, whether you cut off your support or not.
Yeah,
And we appreciate
because if this,
because we're not Niantic.
yeah, well, and if this dies, if Pokemon Go Podcast does end up dying, we are just going to convert our Patreon page over to Wise and Nerdy, and we will convert the Discord over to Wise and Nerdy.
But we'll also give everybody a heads up and let them take their pledges out. And all that
Exactly. We're not gonna just spring it on you guys. Like we said, we're planning on waiting it out for a month and seeing if Niantic changes their mind, and if they don't, then the whole feed is gonna get shifted over to Wise and Nerdy. So
for now, you can still email us your thoughts on all this. Show at PokemonGoPodcast.com is the email. Of course, you go to PokemonPodcast.com, and there's a speak piper on the right-hand side. And you can leave us a voicemail. Reddit is r/Pokemon Go Podcast. Twitter is at Pokemon Go Pod. YouTube is Pokemon Go Podcast. And you can join us for the next few weeks at least here live.
They can... If we switch over to Wise and Nerdy, we'll keep this same time slot.
Yeah,
it's just going to be it'll be the new podcast.
Yeah. So twitch.tv/Pokemon Go Podcast on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I love when everybody comes out and chat and hangs out with us. And you can join some amazingly awesome people. Our bot Alice Draw, I don't know, another TV viewer here, sort of geekdom's here, Commander Root. Delo, Texas, Drapsnat, Lisa Bay, Kata, Lurks, Mr. Timberine 19, Go Birds, Old Man Tup, Pure Lighter, which Pure Lighter said they were here for the salt, so I'm not sure if we delivered as much as we needed to there. And Squish to the Twitch, Squishy Twitchy, my favorite bot of all time. Joe, where can they find you on the web, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at Joseph_Ard. What about you, Charles?
You can find me putting off publishing Finding the Stories season 2 yet again. And on this amazing new grassroots podcast called Wise and Nerdy that we don't tell you how to find it. You just have to find it. If you know, you know. Oh yeah, Daddy.
Oh yeah.
Tune in next week. For now, tune in next week to hear Joe say,
all the salt's giving me a heart attack.
Remember, Wise and Nerdy, heart healthy.
Heart healthy. That's right.